What's going on, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Here's the final video of 2020, and what a fucked up year it's been. Let's be real. I don't think there's anybody who'd be, sad to see the back of 2020. I'm going to run through some players potentially going in and out on what we can expect to look forward to January. If you're new to the channel, please, guys, subscribe and hit the notifications bell. And a big up to the 10 new subscribers. Like 10 since yesterday, so well done for that. Thank you. And we're almost at 1,000. Need a couple more hundred, and we'll be there. First player I want to talk about is sort of breaking news. I'm sure you've already heard. Kolasinac. So your man here is off to Schalke, back to where we got him from. So he's agreed a 6-month loan deal until the end of the season. And I think we're subsidising his wages about 50-50, probably even a little bit more than that. He turned down a move to Leverkusen in the start of the season, but he has now officially gone back to Schalke on loan to the end of the season. I think he still has another year left in his contract, but that's I think he's on 100 grand a week. It's about 50 grand a week saved there on wages, which you can now reinvest back in the squad. Again, guys, smash the likes up, and we're going to go through like a load of players, potentially ins and outs, and who we've been linked to and who we'd like to bring in. Personally, myself, I don't think we're that far off, really. We just need a couple of players, a couple of decent players. Whether we'll get them in January, or maybe we just need like a stopgap to see us through to the end of the season. Maybe a couple of loan deals. We'll wait and be seen. But one thing we do need to do is get rid of some more dead wood. That's one player out. If you haven't seen my other streams, we need to get rid of 2 players. Because we're 2 players above the match squad, and we need to get rid of a 3rd player to get 1 in, or 4 players to get 2 in, so on and so forth. But we have got rid of 1. That's good news, and we're looking forward to others potentially leaving, which brings me nicely on to a couple of others who might be going out. Ainsley MaitlandNiles, he's linked with Atletico Madrid because Kieran Trippier, their right back, has been banned for 10 weeks for match betting. So they are now looking for a right back, and they're looking to take him on loan for the rest of the season. As much as I'd hate to see him leave, we've got 2 other right backs. I know Bellerin shit, but Cedric Suarez does look half decent, but again needs more game time. I don't want to see him leave. I'd rather he be our number 1 right back. However, he needs to play games, and hopefully if he did go to Atletico Madrid, it helps us get an extra player in that we need in more of a creative position. And it means hopefully Arteta will realise that actually he's a good fucking player. We need to keep him. We need to play him. So he's another one who potentially be going out. One other player who isn't going back out, which I kind of thought would happen, is a man who divides most opinion at this club. Mesut Ozil. What is there to be saying about Mesut Ozil that hasn't already been said? He's been linked now with Juventus for loan until the end of the season, for Arsenal to subsidise some of his wages. Fabrizio Romano's come out and said Juventus actually aren't interested today, so it doesn't look like it's happening. And in all honesty, we know Ozil, he doesn't want to leave London. Let's be real. People who are thinking that he is loyal to Arsenal, I'm not so sure. I think he's more loyal to London. He's married Miss Turkey. They look settled here. They've been a long time, and he wants to stay in London. So if he does leave Arsenal, he's probably going to be looking at Chelsea, West Ham, dare I say it, Tottenham or somebody else. But he wants to stay in and around London. Let me know what you guys think about these transfers and who you'd like to see Arsenal get in, who we should sell, loan, whatever. But remember, be realistic. We do have to get rid of at least 2 players because they're above our match score. We don't have to, but we'll be paying them to not play. So we have to get rid of 3 or 4 to get 1 or 2 in. Okay. Moving on then, this guy, this saddens me, this guy, honestly, so much talent, Balogun. This guy is out of contract at the end of the season, and he hasn't even made the 9 substitutes on the bench in recent games. We were allowed to name 9 substitutes, and he hasn't even been on there. This guy's a fucking goal machine, that I can see, and he's going to walk away on a free to Liverpool at the end of the season if we don't tie him down. He's been offered a contract. He wants more money and he wants more assurance about game time. Arteta has come out and said that Nketiah is ahead of him. I don't know what he's looking at, because Nketiah couldn't score in a brothel, whereas this guy scores every time he comes on, or at least looks like he's going to. To let this guy go on a free would be just, oh God, I don't even want to see it. Again, guys, let me know what you think. Smash the likes up, guys. Subscribe if you're new and hit the notifications bell. But I would hate to see that guy leave. Another guy that Arteta's looking to get rid of in January on loan, so he can get some other players in, is William Saliba. Again, it's frustrating with him. He's another one like Ainsley MaitlandNiles. I would personally have Ainsley MaitlandNiles right back and him partnered at centre back with Gabriel and Tierney left back. But he keeps saying he's not ready. I'm not so sure that's the truth. That's what I don't like about Arteta. He should be more honest with us. I think he's just looking at he can probably get him away on a loan move to get his own players in, as opposed to he knows he can't get rid of Mustafi and Socrates and all these other guys to the end of the season, David Luiz. So it makes more sense to loan him out. I think that's what he's doing. Again, to me it makes no sense. If we've got like a great centre back there, well, why not just play him with Gabriel? That's what I would like to see happen. But again, guys, let me know your thoughts. Again, it's difficult to really form a massive opinion on him when we know he's got potential, but none of us have seen him play properly. But there you go. On the Corona, I think it'd be wrong to be drinking anything else after this year. Big up to the Corona Beer Factory as well, because they make some amazing beer, and by fucking English people or British people's logic, they're the one beer that hasn't been drunk this year because they think somehow weirdly it's connected with coronavirus. Fucking work that one out. So big up Corona. Start drinking loads in New Year. Let's help them get back up as well, because their profits must have fucking nosedived after that because people are just fucking thick. Who else we're going to move on to now? Let's have a look. This guy isn't necessarily linked with a move away, but potentially could be. Pepe, what's your guys' thoughts on him? So myself, I wouldn't be sad if he left. I don't think he's really done anything that's really made me feel that I'd be gutted if he left. I know lots of people think differently, and people say he doesn't fit his style of play, which is true, and that he hasn't had a massive run of games in the team without getting dropped or substituted. My opinion is I don't rate this guy. I'm sorry. I just don't rate him. If he was that good, he'd have shown it by now. And I just don't rate him. You know, for me, your first year in the Premier League, especially if you come from abroad, okay, is a buy. Like Omar and Bergkamp were crap in their first year, but the second year, you've got to show what you're really like. Otherwise, it's time to move on. You haven't got time to like keep these players for 4 years before you decide they're crap. But again, guys, let me know what you think. But I would get rid of Pepe ASAP. You know, if we can get 35 million for him, go for it. One player actually I haven't got on here, actually a picture up, is Lacazette. He's got 18 months left on his deal. I don't think he's been that great. I would get rid of him, Lacazette, in January if I could. If you leave it till the summer, he's only got a year left on his contract, and then he can sort of choose and hold the club to ransom. So if I was Arsenal, I would get fucking rid of him and promote Balogun. But again, guys, leave it in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Would you keep Lacazette? I know a lot of people said, "Oh, he's scored a couple of goals now. Yeah, he's brilliant." A couple of goals doesn't change much, man. Not in my book, anyway. Who else? Who else have we got here? We haven't talked about yet. I think for Arsenal, I know one more actually for Arsenal. Willian. So he was linked to with a move away. Originally, I thought it was in January, but it looks more like the end of the season now. So Willian is linked with a move to Real Madrid in the summer. Real Betis in the summer. He wishes. So they've got a player called Joaquin. I know I'm probably not even pronounced that right. So anybody who's old school and has been playing Championship Manager for about 20 years will know this guy when he broke through the team at Real Betis and he was supposed to be like the next best thing. It didn't work out that way for him, really. I'm sure he's a great player, but he's now 39 years old and he's retiring at the end of the season. He's stayed his whole career at Real Betis. They're looking at Willian to replace him in the end of the season. Personally, I would drive the guy here. He's on 200 grand a week, and let's be honest, he's been dog shit. And he's trying to get the manager sacked. As much as I don't rate Arteta, and I don't think he should be our manager, you can't have players doing that. It's just not on. Let me know what you guys think. I don't think I've met a single supporter yet who thinks Willian should be in the team or around the team or anything like that. But let me know what you guys think. Where is he? Okay, so moving on to the last couple of Arsenal players. Hector Bellerin, another guy who divides opinion. Personally, I think this guy's dog shit. He can't defend. He leaves us exposed, and rival teams just target him all the time. So he's linked with a £22 million bid back to his home club Barcelona, where he came for the youth system plus add-ons. I would fucking drive this guy there or fly him there on my own money. He's crap. He can't defend. I don't care if he's got 4 or 5 assists. If you leave us exposed every week, what's the point of you? You need to be able to defend first. If you can't do that, you're worthless as a defender in my book. Go take up a position as a winger if you can make it, which you obviously can't, which is why you play right back. Absolutely dog shit. But one player, if we do sell him, we're looking to potentially get in, is this guy, Tariq Lamptey, the Brighton young fullback who they signed off of Chelsea. This guy's an absolute baller. I think they got him for about £1 million. He decided to see out his contract and leave to get first team football. I think he'll be available for about 25 million. If that's true, we get rid of Bellerin, I would do it in a heartbeat. This kid is going to be special. Get him at right back. He's solid in defence. He's good going forward. He's everything we want Bellerin to be, or we think he is. Get him in ASAP if we can do that deal. I'd love to see it happen. I think last couple of Arsenal players, just going to go through before we get into potential targets. One player might be coming back is Lucas Torreira. Atletico Madrid have looked at him after 9 appearances, 2 starting appearances, and decided he's not making the grade. He's not good enough. So they're sending him back on loan apparently in January. I know Arsenal won't want that because they're trying to get people out of the club, which will mean another player we need to get rid of on loan or sell to get players in. But that's the difference between Arsenal and other clubs, elite clubs. If they're not good enough, they just bin them. None of this fucking player loyalty for 3 years. That gets you nowhere. Torreira, whether he's good or not, he hasn't settled in England. He hasn't. For the first season he was here, at the end of the season he said he wanted to go back to Italy. I think his wife's not happy. He's not happy about the weather, whatever it is. He's not happy. So in my eyes, let's get 20 million for him or whatever we can get and fucking get someone else who can play there. Maybe Buscema off Brighton. I would take that guy in a heartbeat. The guy was a baller. And I think he's gathering more and more attention of other clubs like Liverpool, who are looking to get rid of Wijnaldum. And more fans are looking at him and thinking, yeah, what a great player he is. One player who apparently is coming into our under-23 side in January is this guy, Omar. So this guy is an 18-year-old centre-back, and he was at Manchester City when Arteta was there as a coach. He was another one who was part of their talented youth setup. He's also had spells at PSV, Eindhoven and Marseille, currently playing at Hertha Berlin. Now, this was part of the deal that let Guendouzi go to Hertha Berlin. However, we couldn't sign him in time by the end of the transfer window in the summer. So he is completing his move to Arsenal under-23s as we speak, and should be unveiled as an under-23 player in January, the first couple of days of January, when the window opens. Again, I haven't seen this guy play. I don't know how good he is. He was on Man City's youth book, so hopefully he's got a bit of talent. However, it does beg the question, why have Man City, PSV and Marseille all let him go? Just my thoughts. Cool. Let me know. Again, guys, smash the likes up. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the notifications bell, and we'll get on to some of the players that we could be signing. Okay. So moving on with a big one at the moment that's sort of broken this last day or two. Isco. Very, very talented footballer and a player that we all wish that Dani Ceballos was, which isn't. A very talented forward. He's 28 now. Was tearing up trees at Malaga a few years ago. Hasn't really sort of edged out hasn't really cemented a place in the Real Madrid team. To be fair, he's had Benzema, Ronaldo, Bale, Cruz, Modric, all these guys in there, and no doubt a whole load of others who have been and left and whatever else. A very talented player. He's linked with a loan move at Arsenal in January. This is quite hot sort of news, really. Would you take him on loan? Some people say there's no point in a loan move. Some people say that they don't want him. They think he's old news now, and we don't need more washed up players. I think a loan move would be a good idea in terms of we get the guy in, see how he gets on. If he does well, we can sign him for 20 million or probably even a little bit less after that. Now he's got 6 months left on his contract. But I don't think buying him is a good option because we're buying him blind. We don't know if he's going to adapt to the English Premier League or anything. But I think a 6 month, I think we need somebody in that creative midfielder forward role, number 10, whatever it is. Whether it's Isco, whether it's Eriksen, whether it's whoever else, I don't think Omar will be leaving. Will be leaving Lyon in January, and maybe that's why he's going for a 6-month loan deal. He's maybe having a stopgap to then maybe get Omar in the summer if he's still available, if nobody else wants him. Although PSG are now linked with him and apparently rumoured to agree personal terms with Omar. Again, guys, let me know what you think. Would you take him? Would you not? Which brings me on back onto Omar. Again, like I just said there, he's rumoured to have agreed personal terms with PSG. And some supporters going, well, let's wait till the summer, get him then. Well, why are we waiting another year? Why are we written off another season? Makes no sense. Just go out and get him. We're Arsenal Football Club. We've got the money. Give him the money. I don't believe he will come in January. This is the thing, right? What makes you think that he'll just be sat there waiting for us to sweep for him? 3 or 4 other teams might be in for him, And then what? Like say PSG or Real Madrid or Juventus or Man United or Chelsea or whoever else. Again, guys, let me know what you think of him. He seems to be like the most favourable player that people want in yet, although no one's really seen that much of him. So again, if you maybe you go for someone different, guys, let me know. Moving on to a couple of other players that we're linked with. Christian Eriksen, again, another guy who divides opinion. So I would take this guy in a heartbeat. He's available for £12 million. He only left the Premier League a year ago. He is definitely available. He's sitting on the bench for Inter Milan. He's Premier League proven. He's 28 in the prime of his life. And the last 2 years at Spurs, he averaged 10 goals and 10 assists for both his last 2 seasons. I mean, it's a no-brainer for me. Even if we got him on a loan to a view to buy, even if that. But I know some people don't want him just because he's an ex-Spurs player. Well, my answer to that is, would you take Harry Kane or Son? Of course you would. So I don't get that logic, to be honest with you. Moving on then to Emi Buendia. Right, so this is a guy that a lot of people want in the club. His stats for Norwich in the Championship have been absolutely outstanding. Loads of goals, loads of assists. However, didn't do that great when he was in the Premier League. He's 23 years old. He's Argentinian. He's yet to be called up for Argentina as well, which makes me have doubts about him. In the Premier League, he registered only 1 goal and 7 assists. The assist isn't too bad. Obviously, he would improve on that at Arsenal, but I'm not convinced. And what I mean by that is I think Arsenal shouldn't be taking any more risks. We need a player like Thomas Partey in terms of someone who's ready-made. We know he's a great player already. He's ready to walk into the team, do a great job, and kick us forward. No more waiting for players to adapt or get up to speed and stuff like that. We're just wasting seasons and seasons and transfer windows. I don't get it. Let's just get someone in who's ready-made, can hit the ground running, like Christian Eriksen. That's why I would personally go for him. And otherwise we're just writing off more seasons. And where does it end? Just more frustration for the fans, right? Again, guys, let me know what you think of him. I know a lot of you don't want him, but let me know. Moving on to a player I've not heard of before until about a week ago. Fabio Vieira, the Porto 20-year-old player, is available for £27 million or has a release clause of £27 million. Again, I don't know much about this player. I looked at his stats, wasn't all that. However, he's not had that many appearances. But this guy's apparently coming up. He's supposed to be a hot prospect. Again, though, a 20-year-old, it's no good to us. We want someone who's 22, 23, 24, 25, has got consistent goals, assists, that sort of thing. I just think, again, we'll be waiting for a couple of seasons for him to come good. And then by that time, the other players will be older or have got pissed off and have left. I don't know. Again, let me know if you've seen him, guys. Because I haven't. But judging by what I know and what I know what Arsenal are like, this doesn't seem like... Put it this way, do you think he's the answer to our problems? I don't think so. I don't think he's the answer to our problems by any stretch of imagination. But again, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Let's have a look who else we're linked with. Wow, loads of people. Zoboslai. So this guy, I believe, has actually completed a move to Red Bull's sister club, Leipzig. He had a release clause for €25 million. I think it's about £22 million. And I believe he's chosen Leipzig, and that's a done deal. It's a strange one, really, because obviously the kid's got a lot of talent. He's 20 years old and he's tearing it up in the Austrian Bundesliga. His release clause was quite low. Pardon me. However, is he the answer to our problems? Is he going to solve it all on his own? I don't think so. I mean, is he any elder than Emil Smith-Rowe, who's been at the clubs for years? No, I don't think so. Obviously, he's a good player. It'd be good to have him for quite a young fee, but don't get it twisted. He's not just going to walk in a team and turn our fortunes around. In fact, bearing in mind he's in the best team in the Austrian league, which isn't exactly strong, where he should be getting 10 goals and 10 assists or whatever he's got for them. So again, I'm not that bothered. It would be great to have him for such a low fee. However, he's not the answer to our immediate problems, or not in my eyes anyway. Moving on, I think it's been confirmed today actually about this defender, Garcia, the Spanish 19-year-old centre-back who we were linked with, is out of contract at the end of the season. I believe Fabrizio Romano has tweeted that he has actually done a done deal with Barcelona earlier today. So he's going to be on his way to Barcelona, which I kind of felt was always happening. I think he was holding Man City to ransom, saying, I want more game time. But I always got the feeling that he wanted to move back to Barcelona, and that's what he's done. So that one's done as well. Another winger we're linked with, Vinicius Junior, the Real Madrid Brazilian 20-year-old. Again, I don't get this one. Yeah, we might be short of a winger, maybe. But what is he going to bring that Martinelli isn't? If Martinelli gets injured, that might be different. But I like the fact that we got our front three behind the striker is Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe, and Martinelli. I know you need squad players, you need to swap them around, but I'm not sure we need this guy. I'll be honest with you. His stats for Real Madrid haven't been all that great, and he doesn't start that regularly. And again, we're Arsenal. We shouldn't be a feeder club for anybody. We should be challenging for the league title every season. And trying to get back up to where we used to be under Wenger, the early days, George Graham, and all our illustrious history. Not just fucking scraping into fourth. That's bullshit. That's not good enough for Arsenal. We should be challenging for the league. Again, guys, let me know your thoughts on him. If you join the stream late, guys, subscribe if you're new, and hit the notifications bell so you know when I do a stream every day. Hopefully, my pan will be over soon. I'll be able to do some live shows again in a couple of days. Again, similar thing to this young Spanish player, Ricky Puig, the Barcelona playmaker that we were linked with, I think yesterday or the day before. If you haven't seen my other stream on him, go back and check it out. In fact, there you go. There it is. Just yesterday. Go and check that video out as well. So he is linked with Arsenal. I think he's 21 years old. He's going to be 22 in the summer. Struggling to get a regular starting spot at Barcelona at the new camp. His stats aren't all that good. He's got a couple of assists, a couple of goals, nothing, not really tearing up trees. But has always been behind the likes of Busquets, Rakitic, not Iniesta, sorry, Vidal, all them other guys have been playing instead. And they're looking to potentially get rid of him, or at least loan him out to get some game time. Again, we shouldn't be a feeder club for anyone. I don't care if it's Barcelona, Real Madrid, or anybody. We need top-class players. With Arsenal, we moved to the Emirates to compete with the Europe's elite and the world's best. I'm sick of being in this B-level football club. It's just bollocks, Personally, again, I'll give it a wide berth for all the reasons I've just told about Vinicius Junior and all these other guys. We need someone who's ready to come in and hit the ground running. Which brings me on nicely to Julian Brown, someone we've been heavily linked with a couple of days ago. Again, go back and check one of my other streams where he's on that. So I think he signed for Dortmund not last summer, the summer before. It's been a year and a half. They bought him off Leverkusen. At Leverkusen, he was tearing up trees. He was banging in goals. He was assists left, right, and centre. This season, he hasn't done so great, and he's calmed down a bit at Dortmund, and even in his first season. Again, I'm not convinced of him. I've not seen a lot of him play. So again, leave it in the comments, guys, what you think. Would you take him? Would you not? I'm not convinced. I've not seen him, but I'm not convinced that he's the answer. Again, for me, I'd go for Eriksen every day of the week. I think it's a no-brainer to do it. 12 million or loan him with a view to a 12 million deal at the end of the season. That's what I would do. But again, guys, if you've seen him, let me know in the comments what you think. Moving on, a few more players to get through. I think just a couple more before we move on. Yeah, not really playmakers, but this guy's been linked with us the last couple of days. Diego Costa, the ex-Chelsea man. He has had his contract torn up by Atletico Madrid just the other day. He's now available on a free transfer. Now, I know a lot of people who would love him there. I know a lot of people who would hate him there. This guy will fight for his life like a bastard, and that's the sort of character we kind of need. We've got too many nice footballers at the club, and we've had that for about 10 years now. It's not good enough. This guy, I'm divided in terms of I think we could really do with the way that he fights, even if it was just on a 6-month contract to the end of the season. But there's also a reason why Atletico Madrid tore up his contract. He left Chelsea in a bad way, and he's also left Atletico, who he played for before Chelsea, in a bad way now. So there's obviously a reason for that. However, if it was on a 6-month deal, I would do it and see how he gets on. I wouldn't sign him for long term or anything like that. I would sign him on a 6-month deal, and because we've got a lot of strikers who aren't scoring at the moment. Yes, Lacazette's got 2 in his last 2 games, and Auba got 1 before he got injured. But Nketiah's not scoring. Balogun's not getting a shot in the first team. If we can't score goals, we're in big trouble. We can't afford to go for another patch like we've just been through, where strikers are just not putting the ball in the net. So again, guys, let me know what you guys think. Would you take him on a 6-month deal? What would you do? Other than that, though, I would leave him well alone. I wouldn't. He's 32 now, and I wouldn't want him on a long-term contract. Again, guys, though, let me know what you think in the comments. Moving on to a central midfielder, Joan Jordan. Again, haven't seen much of this guy. He's 27 years old. 26. I think he's 27 in the summer. Plays for Seville. I think he's been there a while when he won the Europa League with Emery there. It looks like he's a midfielder that are looking to maybe partner with Thomas Partey. He's more of like a holding defensive or box-to-box midfielder. I think he's played about 34 games last season for Seville. 2 goals, 2 assists. But again, he's not really a playmaker as such. He's more of a deep line player who will help protect the back 4 and be a bit of a workhorse. Let me know, guys, if you've seen him play and what you think of him, and would you take him? I'm not so sure. Again, I've not seen him really play that much, so I can't really comment too much on him. But let me know what you guys think, and smash up the likes if you're still watching, guys. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notifications bell. I think that's all the players potentially going in and out and stuff that Arsenal have got rumoured at the moment. Obviously, that can all change. The January transfer window opens soon. So it's interesting to see. We've got a good run of games now in West Brom away. Then we've got Newcastle at home in the Cup, FA Cup. Then we've got Palace at home. Palace away. No, Palace at home. Newcastle at home in the league. Then we've got Southampton away. And then right up to the 30th of January, when the window shuts, we play Man United at home. So we've got a good run of games now where we really need to push on, win those games, and hopefully get some bodies in and out of the football club. One player that I do want to mention before I move on is my personal star man for us of 2020. There hasn't been a lot to shout about in 2020, especially for Arsenal, especially this season. But this man, I think, is absolute genius. But yeah, Bukayo Saka. This kid has got it all, in my opinion. He has been absolutely fantastic. We've played him at left back. He's been brilliant. We played him left wing. He's been brilliant. He scores goals. He crosses. He puts brilliant crosses in the box. He assists. This guy, for me, is Arsenal's player of 2020. He's been absolutely outstanding, and he's still only 19. Massive for us to sign him up to a new contract in the summer. And I just think the kid's got it all. He really does. And for me, I play him on the left wing every game. He's absolutely brilliant. Again, guys, let me know what you think. Moving on then. So we've got a game on the 2nd of January. West Brom away. Sam Allardyce, a guy who knows how to beat us. Anybody who will remember the teams he spout for Bolton when Wenger was in charge, he knows exactly how to beat us. Just like a Burnley team that I said about when we were playing Burnley. He's going to have them set up defensively, well organised, well drilled, good in the air, strong in the tackle, and will be good at set pieces. And we've got to be up for the fight, because if we're not, we're going to lose to West Brom. They're on a new manager bounce, so they got hammered by Leeds 5-0 at home. But that doesn't mean anything. I mean, Arsenal got too many nice footballers, like I've said, and that's always the sort of team that we'll lose against: the West Broms, the Burnleys, the Stokes when they're in the Premier League, all them kind of guys. We're on a winning run, so I'm going to be positive and go for a 3-1 win to Arsenal. However, we've got to turn up, and I don't want anybody thinking, fans or players thinking, oh, everything's going to be rosy now, because it's not. We're going to have to really battle against them to get 3 points, especially as they're fighting relegation as well. What do you think, guys? Do you think we'll beat West Brom? Like I say, they're no mugs, and they know exactly how to beat us, and we need to be on our game, because they're just going to they're going to be strong in attack. They're going to take us down. They're going to kick us, and we've got to be ready for that. Let me know your score prediction for that game, guys, and also your lineups. In terms of a lineup, I don't think we're that too far away. We just need a couple of players. We obviously need to get, like we said, 3 or 4 players out to get 1 or 2 in. Obviously, Kolasnac's gone, so that's 1 gone already. He's definitely sealed a move back to Schalke, his old club. Who else can we get rid of? I think Saliba will go on loan back to probably Saint Etienne. They look keen to take him back. I mean, there must be teams out there who'd be quite willing to take him, I'd have thought, on loan for the end of the season. Then we still got to get rid of 1 or 2 more to bring some players in. Personally, myself, I think we need a player to complement Thomas Partey when he's fit. Buscema would be absolutely brilliant, but I can't see that happening in January somehow. Again, it might just be another frustrating January transfer window of just getting loans in. But someone like him to help protect the back forward Partey would be absolutely brilliant, because Granit Xhaka's dog shit. And I'm sorry, but if you're an Arsenal fan who still thinks he's any good, you need to go to Specsavers, mate, because he's absolutely fucking dog shit. And obviously the creative player. At the moment, it's looking like Isco, or that's what they want for a 6-month loan deal to tie him over to get the main man, Omar. But again, will Omar be sat there waiting for us in the summer? There's also supposed to be European Championships in the summer, because remember, it got cancelled last summer because of coronavirus. So we'll see what happens there, which means they might be busy and they might not be able to get players out in time. Let me know, guys, again, who would you go for? In terms of the manager, they're apparently looking at Rafa Benitez, believe it or not, if he doesn't up his game soon. Let's hope he does turn it around, because ultimately we all just want to see Arsenal win and do well. Nobody wants to see the manager sacked or whatever, but I can't see, if it's not now, I think it's inevitable. I just don't think he's got top manager ability. And one thing that I think is that he's making weird decisions. He's not. Some of our problems are our own problems, in terms of we've got the players there, he just won't play them. He perseveres with Bellerin at right back and Xhaka. I mean, it's been done time and time again, and we keep losing football matches. It's because those players are not good enough for a football club. Personally, myself, put Ainsley MaitlandNiles right back, and put William Saliba next to Gabriel as centre back. I mean, sort of defence there. You've got Leno, then you've got Ainsley MaitlandNiles, Saliba, Gabriel, and Tierney. And if you hadn't sold Martinez, our best goalkeeper, we'd have had him in at goalkeeper. I mean, I don't get why these are such difficult decisions for Mikel Arteta. Partey, obviously, we need to get fit again, and we need to put like someone near there with him. Like I said, there, Buscema. Obviously, that's not going to happen until like the summer, really. Again, who would you rather? Let me know who you would have in that holding role. Buscema, or would you go for somebody different? You know, I'm a big fan. If you look at some of my other streams, that we could have got Decore from Watford, and we let him walk to Everton for £25 million. I mean, you had Decore. You could have had Martinez in goal, MaitlandNiles right back, Saliba and Gabriel centre backs, Tierney left back, and then Decore and Partey protect that defence. Fucking sorted, isn't it? Then you've got Saka and Martinelli on the wings. Emil Smith-Rowe good at number 10. However, he can't play every game. He's quite young. Get Awar in, which they should have done in the summer anyway. They shouldn't have just bought Partey. They should have got Awar and Partey. We've got the money to do it. And then put a banger in the centre up front. He's not a left winger. He can't dribble. He's a goal scorer. Problem fucking solved. After that, we just need to get rid of like a few squad players. It makes me laugh. It really does. I don't get why it's so difficult for an Arsenal manager to do these things, or Arsenal. It's that simple. Why is it difficult? One good thing is that a lot of players run out of contract in the season. Mesut Ozil, whether you like him, hate him, whatever, he's done at Arsenal Football Club, okay, and his contract's run out in the summer. and he will be leaving Arsenal Football Club, and that will free up 350 grand a week wages. If you don't know, if you haven't watched my other stream, Mesut Ozil, you can only increase your wage bill by 7% each year. So getting that off will not only free up 350 grand a week, you can also add 7% onto that. Socrates on 100 grand a week, he's going. Mustafi's on 90, 100 grand a week, he's going. Why he got offered a new contract, I have no idea by Arteta, but luckily turned it down. Who's the other? David Luiz, another 100 grand a week footballer who's leaving. So between them, that's 650 grand a week. We're gonna gain in wages plus 7%. Other than that, get rid of a few other players who aren't up to it. Hopefully, Xhaka and Bellerin, the top two main targets, in my opinion. And hopefully, Arsenal will start climbing up to where they should be again. Again, I'm not convinced this manager, but time will tell. I do generally hope he has a good January and he wins games, because ultimately that's what I want for Arsenal, to win games and to get Arsenal back where we used to be. You know, all this scraping to fourth place, that's not good enough. How is that the ceiling for your ambitions as a supporter? Surely we should be challenging for the football for the title. You know, people going, oh yeah, we're fourth place. Why are we stopping at fourth place? We used to challenge for titles along with Man United. You know, just I don't get it. That's where I would like to see us back to. But first things first, we need to get rid of a lot of football players, hopefully in January and again in the summer, because some of them will be returning from loan. You know, even if Torreira doesn't come back, we need to get rid of him. Guendouzi will back off loan. Personally, I hope we keep him. I think Guendouzi is actually a really talented footballer. He just needs to be coached to not be a bit of a dick sometimes. And who's the other one? Mavropanos, another one who's coming back. Again, let me know your thoughts on him, guys. I don't rate him. He's too injury prone, and he's done nothing for me to see that he's going to be a world-class centre-back. So I'd get rid of him as well. Let me know what you think about Guendouzi as well. I know he divides opinion a lot as well. Yeah, hopefully we can get back to winning ways in January and kick on from there. I'm going to sign off now. Again, subscribe, please, guys. It takes me a lot of time to set up these streams and, you know, downloading players and photos and stats. All I ask is you subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. Just click on it, click on the notifications bell, and stick a like on the video. It'll take you less than 10 seconds to do that. I really appreciate it. Have a great fucking New Year's Eve. I know it's not the greatest New Year's Eve of all because of this fucking coronavirus bullshit, but hopefully this time next year we'll be laughing about it. Take care of yourselves, guys, and I will see you in 2021. Have a good